Okay, so I accidentally hit the stop button instead of the pause. So just the continuation of before I hit the play button, another thing that I had recognized is just how I see the impulse, the correction, and then the impulse. So it appears that I may be getting in late, but I'm just going to play it out and see what happens. I'm going to move up in the time frame so that I can play this out faster. Oh goodness, oh wow, okay, I'm impressed. Oh goodness, okay. There was a bit of fret because over to the left I thought I was going to encounter some turbulence with these lows right here happening. However, it gave me some pretty straightforward candles here. Bearish. Oh no, 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 no. Did I lose my spot? I guess I did. Okay, so I thought I was going to run into some turbulence here due to this specific, having these lows be in place, but anyways, I will now begin the markup for the next. So I will start with setting up, refreshing my zones and things of that sort. Alright, and so to document my thought process for this next trade, so again, referring back up to the 3-hour trend, I'm still in this area here of consolidation, if you will. I still have low volume, however, I did get the break of the MACD, which has happened right here. So that, however, I still have bullish volume on this other MACD, so I need to proceed with caution. Again, I know that I'm on the 3-hour, however, I'm just being cautious of it. Have the overextension as well here, and thus far, just to capture what all this looks like. So I'm still zigzagging between this zone here, and the ultimate confirmation for the sell is once it crosses this red 3-hour zone here, this area in white lined in red. So a higher high hasn't been made yet, so an adjustment to my trend line hasn't been made. However, I think according to the ORS rules, if I were to fib that and I get at least a 786, then I am to extend. So with that being said, I think I'm supposed to extend my trend line, and then actually, with that being said, if I were to do that, this being the impetus for it, and a candle has broken it, I'm gonna give it one candle. It's giving me a bullish candle right here, so it still hasn't broken through the original impetus that I had in place. I'm gonna leave that as my safety net, just in the event that I'm incorrect. Nonetheless, price did cross my trend line before crossing this particular level. So back down here. So thus far everything is looking, let me go to 20-minute, everything is looking bearish. And I do have, so this low and this low, there is an increase in volume, so I'm looking for a correction of some type. So I still have the momentum, so if I go down to the lower time frame, alright, so price is consolidating within this zone here. I don't even have any crosses of the moving averages until right here, so, and it is crossing up. Super low volume on both the MACDs as well as the overextension. I have the CJ arrow for the buy. So with that being said, I'm going to wait for some of the this low volume to finish out what it's doing before I participate. Right here, price did give me a lower low, therefore I will adjust my trend line and find the correct time frame to iron out the moving averages. All right, so that right there is most appropriate. Bring this down and update this to 8 minutes, as well as this, and wait for, right now I'm getting the respect of this particular zone, which is a really strong zone, so I prefer to wait to see how price responds in this area before I make a move. Plus two, I still have low volume, and going on the higher time frame up at least to the 20, I've got low volume, so I'm gonna hold off for a second. All right, and so on this 8-minute trend here, price did break through the trend line. It broke through the zone here, has retested it, and has given a bullish engulfing candle. So I do have the idea that price is about to buy. And even when I check the just a higher time frame, I've got low volume here on this, so this could be potentially a pullback, because I still have lots of volume here. So with that being said, going back down to the 8-minute, right now it is currently bullish. If I were to drop down to 1, I've got the bullish here. Price has broke through, has retested, retraced, has pushed up, and I do have it's still pretty high volume. So with that being said, I'm gonna go for a buy. Engulfing, yeah, I'm gonna shoot for a buy. When I say it like that, it sounds like I'm being random, but thus far it's meeting my rules. Everything is bullish. Price has broken the trend line on the 8-minute as well as the 1-minute. Well, not necessarily the 1-minute, but the 1-minute correlates with the 8-minute time frame. So I'm gonna see what'll happen. I've got this area here to be cautious of, and actually the trend has been going for quite some time. The 2050 happened right here, so maybe getting a correction, maybe. Just a second, just a moment. Okay. All right, I'm gonna hit the play button. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing after the trade happened. So this looks like the impulse for the correction, and now it's going to potentially give me a buy right here. So I'm going to set up for it. So a few more candles were played out, and another thing that I identified. So one, I'm on a higher time frame. My trend changed from 8 to 11 minutes. But two, what I noticed was this particular area of supply, so this single candle, and that's actually where price did respond. So that was an area to be cautious of. I do have some low volume here, being on the 11-minute time frame. So I am just going to be a bit more cautious as I'm in this very strong area here of demand that's in my 3-hour level, my 3-hour zone here. So being on the 11-minute time frame has broke through the trend line, got the CJ arrow, price being above the moving averages. price, or excuse me, the break of the MACD for both being overextended. Price not only breaking through this level here, but also this additional level that I had in place. And so this appears to be a buy to me. And just to look at a higher time frame, so for this particular break, well, you know what, aside of that, I was on the 11 minute, and so when I go down to the 1 minute, let's just say for entry, so price has definitely just already have taken off. All right, so breaking this down to 1 minute, I think I can go to 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds looks good. All right, even 15 seconds looks great. And I have lots of volume here, so I am going to wait for a correction since the trend has gone for quite some time, and or potentially even retest this zone here before entering. So a few candles were played out, and luckily I did wait because price did retest to this particular zone before pushing up. And so I have all of this volume here, so with the convergence, so this just looks like a pullback for the continuation. Again, being on the 15-second time frame, so I did go up, I think, to 1 minute, and I still have lots of volume here. And maybe I'm probably going too high in my time frame and being so low, but I do have this area to be cautious of again, and I think that was a zone before, but I'm going to remark it, and that puts me my take profit right at that particular zone. So I'm going to play it out and see what happens. Again, 15 second, it would be the entry time frame. Oh man. Okay, well, pullback wasn't complete, or the correction wasn't complete. Just kind of as I had expected or anticipated. So I was looking at this right here. However, I needed to wait a bit longer for this correction to happen, and then it pushing up. So I updated the zones, and I have now a 3-minute trend as well as a 30-second trend. Price has broken through the trend line here as well as the zone. I also had this area here of demand in place that price consolidated in, also gave me a correction, and so just to capture it a little more close. So I got all of this action happening right here, and then price had a trend line here, price breaking through it. It's now above my 30-second zone with the arrow being above the moving averages, as well as the break of the MACD. I think this appears to me to be a continuation for the buy. So everything is bullish here. I do have some divergence, but it's still some strong divergence, and even when going to the, I think it was 3 minute, I still have some volume there. So with that being said, I'm going to go in for a buy, and before doing so, I'm going to look over to the left to prices responding to this. So I'm going to look at this a little more in depth to see what could potentially stop me from getting more, that could stop the buy position. I'm actually going to pause for a second on the buy, because I do see that price is currently at this particular high, so I'm going to give it one more candle to see if it gives me another high. It gave me that. I do have this particular zone to be cautious of, so I'm going to wait for a break. Okay. And go for a buy right here. I'm on the 30-second time frame. I do not like that stop loss being that big, but I'm gonna go for a 1-to-1. I'm gonna go up in the time frame to move this faster. See what happens. It's definitely respecting the zones that I put in place, and it's now about to drop. I'm gonna go up in the time frame again. Okay, so stopped out right here with this big candle, and I got maybe about, would have gotten maybe a 1-to-1 on a couple of occasions, but the scare happened right upon entry. I got the drawdown, immediate drawdown before it pushed up. So yeah, but at the end of the day, price definitely responded to the areas of supply that I had in place. So even though I entered here, I got a wick here, a wick on this particular zone, came back up to here, as well as here, as well as there. So multiple hits to the zones. So one more trade. Alright, so I updated the trend here. Now I have a 20-minute trend, the higher high being made here, and two, just turning the candles off to see the candle closures. That's how that appears. 20-minute zone here. Price has closed with a bearish engulfing, however, hasn't given me the strong candle that I am looking for. And then two, I have the demand zone, supply zone. So I captured this single candle amongst these pink ones, and then I have this engulfing, so I made that an entire zone, as well as these other areas here in place. Alright, so with that being said, right now I have low volume, so I will proceed with caution just because I have learned that this is consolidation. So I am going to, oh, okay, well, it has broke the, oh, was this even correct? Uh-oh, I need to check that again. Okay, no crosses. Alright, so I got some really strong candles, being on the 20-minute time frame. Price broke back up above the trend line here and has almost retested it, giving a strong bearish candle, hitting the zones almost in its exactness. So now with that being said, what do I do? What time is this? Okay, it's about 9. Okay. Alright, so 20-minute trend, the level being here. I now have a 3-minute trend, the level for it being here. So got that in place. So price is now pulling back. On the 20-minute time frame, I have low volume. It is bullish. Stochastic is on the 80 approximately, price being above my moving averages. I've got a very strong bullish and bearish candle. So I am going to let this complete to see if it violates my trend line as well as the level and see what happens. Okay, so although there is, man, that low volume, it gets me every time though. I'm hesitant. Alright, so I just choose to wait. Plus, price is playing in these zones right here. It's just not clear to me, so I choose to wait. And I bet price is just going to take off without me. But let's see. Okay, so price has broken my 3-minute trend as well as the zone right here. MACD has been broken. I have low volume currently buying, however, has some buying momentum. Stochastic is what it's looking like. 20 minutes, it is bullish. So, and I'm on the 3-minute time frame, and that is bearish. So I need for the two to align. I've never seen that before where the MACD has a space in it like that. Alright, so 2050 has crossed. And once I've identified that, price has taken off. Oh gosh, okay. So as I go through all of the time frames, price has moved on without me. So just looking at the 20-minute time frame, everything is bullish. Price being above the 20 trend line, bullish momentum here. Stochastic is at the 80, so got some high volume as well as sentiment. And going to the 3-minute, everything, so right here this was appearing as bearish. However, when I drop to the 1-minute, this correction has completed. I do see 1, 2, and 3 waves. However, price it's bullish, but it has moved on without me. So, and actually 30-second is a better time frame for this right here, just for the sake of this. I'm going to see if it's going to give me a correction. Okay, so I'm glad I waited. And correction may not be over. It seemed like I was, at some point in time, I was pretty savvy on identifying the corrections versus the pullbacks. Anyway, so I see how price is responding right here. I am losing volume. And to go back, let's just say to the 3-minute, I still have some volume. I've got convergence happening. I've got the CJ arrow. Alright, so being on the 1-minute time frame, although a higher high has been made, I have little bitty candles here as well as low volume, so I'm just going to wait and wait for it to cross through the zone. Okay, so it gave me, I know a correction is coming soon. Goodness, it's coming soon. I still have volume, so in a case like this, it gave me that. So another thing that I identified is that this is on a Friday, and since price has moved this far along, I will not take a trade, so I'm going to let this run until the opening of the market on Sunday evening. And in doing so, a higher high has been made, so this trend line will definitely need to be adjusted, as well as, since I do have a cross right here, I will go up in the time frame to a 4-hour. And my zone will move here. And I am going to update this here in a moment. My volume is beginning to increase, so the big drop that I was expecting looks like it was just consolidation or a pullback. Still have volume here as well. I've been overextended for quite some time, so I'm unsure what this, I know what it means, however, it's not playing out as quick as I would hope for. Alright, so this video has been so much longer than anticipated. So, as stated before, it's a 4-hour overall trend. And I updated the levels here. This is the 20-minute, this particular trend here, the zone in place for it here. And then I started another one here, which is a 6-minute trend. So from this zone to the highest high, no crossings. The level of violation here, 4-minute, no crossings back and forth here, and then the zone here. Now, everything is showing bullish, and there's a part of me that just wants to go in, that says go in for a sell because for the correction. And I'm looking at price responding. I don't have a zone up here, but looking at the multiple hits right here, and with each hit it's been seconded by a bearish candle, and the last one here was a evening star. So with that being said, with also the loss of volume, I'm going to go in for a sell here, and see what happens. Okay, it's consolidating between this zone. I'm increasing the time frame to let this play out faster, and stopped out. Okay, so that was just a sideways correction for the continuation up. So I got 1 out of 4, 1 win, 4 losses, and more to come. Well, not more losses, but just more trading, more practice.